A woman at a Connecticut Target was breastfeeding her child when she was verbally attacked by a man who thought that the action was disgusting. In fact, the angry man said that her breastfeeding her child was disgusting and that she was a whore. Let me give you the exact comment. This is according to the Huffington Post. A man, how are you a whore by breastfeeding your child?
Well, if it's yours, I mean, you've been having sex at the very least.
Okay, well,
that does not make you a whore.
We're going to show you a video of some of the altercation, and you can see very clearly in the video that that man is not having sex. So maybe that's where his resentment is coming from. But nonetheless, a man who was purchasing food looked at her angrily and said, "Can you do that somewhere else? That's fucking disgusting." He also called her a whore. Now, she posted a video of some of the exchange on Facebook, and she prefaced it by saying, before the video started rolling, he looked at me and said very angrily, "Can't you do that somewhere else? That's fucking disgusting. You are nasty." I responded with, "I'm feeding my baby and I have the right to do it here. Walk the fuck away. Leave me the fuck alone." He responded, as he's walking closer and closer to me and getting louder, "You are fucking disgusting. You are fucking disgusting. You are fucking disgusting, you whore." Okay, so at this point, we're going to show you the video, and it seems like he was a little more subdued because there were employees and people at Target who came to her defense, which is awesome. So take a look.
No, you're rude. I know. Yes. She's in there breastfeeding her baby. Yeah. In the public? Just start swearing. We got to hurt you. Screw you.
Thank you.
Is that your anger you want to shoot, buddy?
Because I'm feeding my baby. This man is going crazy, and I'm shaking.
You know, I was gonna, before I'd seen the video, think, here's what I should do: less talk. Because, like, at first I was going to be, look, if you're shopping, I get it, you get to. But if you're like, I imagined it in my head without knowing the full details, that she was in the aisles, right? And which is her right. But, most people would think to go somewhere vaguely private. But she did. She went into the delicious restaurant at Target. So, I mean, there aren't customers all over. Like, she clearly found an area that was, like, moderately private, and her baby needed to be fed then. And
it's literally a place for eating.
It's a place. She went to the restaurant. The baby's eating.
Context
and I get it. And she could. And I would never. I mean, and you get to do it in the aisles if you want to. God bless. But that when you do it in the aisles, some people are gonna be like, "Hey, come on." Right?
Yeah.
But of course, the only negative response you could give to someone who was breastfeeding their child in the aisles in front of everyone is to yourself, "Hey, come on." Like, that's it. That's all you're entitled to in America, is a private, "Hey, come on." And you can call a friend afterwards.
And then say, "Wait, come on."
Like, come on. That's all you get. But when she makes an effort to go to the restaurant and sit, and then, he's an insane person. He looks like he's about 6 months pregnant, too. So
he's disgusting. And I mean, it's just, everything about that guy creeps me out, okay? Yeah. The fact that he was so bothered by that, like the way he was acting, how violent he was. He got kicked out later, verbally violent. He didn't lay a hand on anyone, so I want to be clear about that. But I think on any given day, we all come across things that might make us feel a little uncomfortable, right? Sure. So if he was a little uncomfortable by it, fine. You're a weirdo and you haven't gotten laid in 10 years, so maybe seeing a bare breast freaks you out, right?
It's not bare.
It doesn't take 10 years.
It's not even a bare breast. You're right. You don't really see much. She's breastfeeding her child. But I mean, so what are we supposed to, every time we see something that makes us uncomfortable, we have to attack the person, acknowledge it, attack the person, and then just like harp on it?
Well, look, I can say I haven't been around hundreds of women who are breastfeeding. I've been around a certain number. And just as a guy who hasn't been around a lot, it can be a little bit awkward because you don't want to shame the person by, like, looking away totally, but you can't look at them because they are still somewhat exposed. And I realize that at that point in their life, they don't care about that. I understand that, but you're still not used to it. But we do have to get used to this. I remember an old episode from like 91 of Married with Children where they had this big standoff over breastfeeding in Al's shoe store. It was decades ago, so I shouldn't be familiar with it. But I am, and we're still fighting those battles. But I do think this has nothing to do with breastfeeding. It doesn't have anything to do with a baby eating, Because if you had taken the breast away and put a bottle there, no one would care.
Yeah.
It just has to do with breasts. And so we can solve this problem by solving the problem our culture has with exposed female breasts. Free the nipple, get over it, don't care anymore, and once you've seen them in every other context, the eating aspect doesn't matter.